and welcome to Lang Park for the first match in the Tooheys Challenge for 1992. A big crowd here at Lang Park for the opening game between the defending Tooheys Challenge holders, the Brisbane Broncos, and the visiting team today, the Canberra Raiders. As Steve Walters, one of the three brothers competing in this contest today, takes the Raiders onto the field. There's the Canberra side. Darryl McDonald replacing Gary Belcher in 15. Then it's Croker, Mullins, Wood, Mansfield, Daly, Blake, David Wood, Steve Walters, Osborne in the engine room, Gately, Steve Stone, the second row, and Bradley Clyde at the back of the scrum. Coached by Tim Sheens, and the Broncos, they look ominous, don't they? O'Neill, Hancock, Renouf, Johns, Kahn, Walters, Langer, Lazarus, Walters, Hone, Gilmeister, Cann, and Madison. The coaches, Wayne Bennett. Referee for the match is the number one referee, Bill Harrigan. The Broncos from right to left, and Willie Kahn is going to get us going. And Peter Sterling joins me in commentary at this point in time.
Yes, Ray, should be a very interesting game. As you mentioned, plenty of injuries for the Canberra side.
So Kahn now gets it high, down towards Daly. And Daly immediately calls on a runner to bring it out. It was Bradley Clyde. Away goes Steve Walters now, out from dummy half, just beyond the 22. Daly goes into that position, and Dave Woods now hits it out towards 32. Back with the Raiders for his second stint, was with the Knights, Parramatta and Western Suburbs. Another new face in the Canberra side plays the ball. Paul Osborne back for Phil Blake. Let's get out of here. Let's pick up some field position. And it's fielded by Julian O'Neill. O'Neill comes back and around Clyde. Now he tries to go infield, but wrapped up there by Brett Mullins, playing centre but wearing 5. Now from Renouf. It's a cross with Hancock, who works back into the traffic. But it was a good run by the Australian wing three-quarter. Now it's Kerrod Walters again on a run from dummy half, but Daly read him that time.
He's certainly a danger man for the Brisbane side. If there's any sloppy marker defence, then Kerrod Walters is the man to take advantage of that. Already made a couple of darting runs out of that area.
Kevin Walters, after the Broncos attack, went wrong, makes a great run. He's over the 32. They've got him just outside the quarter. It was left to Mansfield to tidy him up. Langer now wants to stretch it quickly. It's gone over to Gilmeister. Kerrod Walters did well to handle. Now they've lost it. It's a penalty, though. A penalty to the Broncos. Only 15 metres out. Madison strikes it sweetly. The flags go up. And there they are, the first points in the Tooheys Challenge for 92. The Broncos 2, Canberra 0.
Good field position, takes him midway between the half and the quarter. Canberra's into the ground as Hone barrels his way up, makes a good 4 or 5. Out from Walters now, up come the runners. This is Kahn. Kahn almost to the 22. Too much defence, though, from Canberra. They stand him up, stays on his feet to play it back to Walters. Madison turning it back inside again, this time to Lazarus. And their work play just inside the 22 centre field. Walters to Langer. Langer stabs at the ball, missed kicks though, and Brisbane clean up. That was Gilmeister. Out it comes to Langer. He looks to Hone, turns it back the other way to Madison. Madison steps around, but again, this defence from Canberra really has Brisbane where they've played the ball. They haven't really made too much ground in 2 or 3 tackles. Now, Langer again closes in on Julian O'Neill. O'Neill getting very involved in this game. Centre field. Up they came again. This time, Hone, yes sir! Hone just marched through. Oh, a nice pass too. Saw the opening and just went straight over. So Brisbane crack Canberra now, and they face their first 4-pointer. Nice work from Brisbane. Little short passes.
Yes, and it really was just poor defence here. One missed tackle. That was enough for Mark Hone to bust Phil Blake. Probably not a noted defender, and a very simple try. Coming through weight of possession, Kerrod Walters changed the direction of play. Good ball from Gilmeister, and some poor defence there from Blake. Sees Hone go in good position.
Jerry Madison, this one a little tougher kick. Not quite, probably 13 metres in from touch. Very steamy conditions here in Brisbane. Shouldn't have too much trouble. Gets plenty of height and distance, and also gets the flags raised too. So the Broncos starting to take a little control of this game at the moment. 8 points to 0 over Canberra. Matthew Wood recommences play for Canberra. The little knock on there from Hone, the try scorer. So this scrum will pack just outside the 22, or virtually on the 22. Brisbane's end of the ground, Langer. Langer fires it straight out for Walters. Now it gets on to Renoff. Renoff with a little fend off. It gets taken down. Again, the runners come through. Madison with another short ball to home. Gee, they're working well, these two.
Yes, they are. Terry Madison has really been able to bring that lock position into his own with the departure of Wally Lewis, of course, really looking as though he's going to be a permanent member of this Brisbane side, and has started this game off particularly well.
This is Khan. Belts his way midway between the half and the quarter, so they're making a lot of ground, Brisbane. Each time they touch again, dancing run, spinning around out of tackles. Gilmeister will play it back.
Well, they've had plenty of possession, Darryl, as Alan Langer again goes to the air, across to the far wing, and Willie Kahn, Clydeside will take it out of the air. Great try.
Willie Kahn plucks the ball out of the air from an Alan Langer kick, and Brisbane go in again. Beautiful stuff, this.
Yes, and Brisbane have really had all the possession. Alan Langer knew it was the last tackle, kicked across to the far wing. Willie Kahn never took his eye off the ball. And really, the Canberra winger was at 6s and 7s there. Jason Craker never left the ground. And a very astute kick once again from Alan Langer. No kick has ever gone too high. Willie Kahn, you see him intently watching the football. He span out of the attempted tackle. Willie Kahn crosses in the corner. Brisbane really dashed away to a good lead now.
Madison now. Be a good kick if he can get this one. Plenty of concentration from Madison as he moves in. There it is from his eyes. It's on a bad looking attempt. Let me tell you, he's got it. A magnificent kick from Terry Madison from the sideline. Takes the score. Brisbane 14. Canberra yet to score. Canberra come away with it this time through Blake. He throws a wild one back. Renoff is there.
In this situation, Darryl, the Canberra side will really be looking to their experienced players in Laurie Daly, Steve Walters and Brad Clyde to take over proceedings. They really have to settle the side down. A lot of new faces out there, well behind on the scoreboard. They've just got to settle it down and work, not play catch-up football.
Walters dummy half. Canberra have the chance to attack now, but they seem to straighten the play up, but they don't be able to get that pass away, that link pass up that the Broncos have been doing so well to be able to do that. Right, back for Walters, on to Blake, goes on to Daly. Daly chips it through, but comes off a Brisbane player. Brisbane fall on it. This is Johns. So Johns again, they capitalise, don't they? A mistake from Laurie Daly, a kick just going slightly astray, and all of a sudden Brisbane are back on the attack through Langer. Langer dancing around. Langer over the halfway line. Langer out of the kick, and he leak up. He mightn't have to. Now he turns it around to Walters. Back the big flick pass goes over the top for Willie Kahn. Comes back to Langer. This is the Brisbane Broncos we know. They like to throw it around and dance a little. Here at Lang Park, the crowd love it.
Yeah, they are the masters of broken play. Again, a great attacking opportunity here as Terry Madison takes the ball towards the centre of the field. And really, Canberra have to hold out here if they're to remain in this match.
So Brisbane now just 7 or 8 metres out and 17 seconds on the clock for the first of the 20-minute quarters. This is Walters, turns it around, unloads it. It's quickly picked up by Alan Cann. Still goes Cann. Tough run, gets a couple of good tough metres right centre of the post here. There's the hooter. So the first 20 minutes certainly going to Brisbane.
Yeah, well, a penalty here awarded to the Brisbane side, are going against Steve Wallace, holding the player down, and this is another gift 2 points.
Madison now right out in front, should be able to throw it over from here. He's kicked very well. The last kick was from the 22 and touch. This one dead set in front. There it goes. Flags go up. Just a formality. So Brisbane now in the first quarter leading 16-0 over Canberra.
Back the second quarter about to get underway. Broncos leading by 16-0. Tries by Khan and by Hone. And 100% record for Madison. 4 out of 4 as Clyde brings it back now for the Raiders. Just looking at that tackle count first quarter. Osborne and Woods both making 9. Gately 6. And for Brisbane, Can 5 and Gilmeister and Walters 4 apiece. They're topping the count for the Broncos. But it does indicate that the props from Canberra have worked fairly strongly, but there have been those gaping holes in the Canberra defence. So Canberra now guilty of a mistake there, putting some hesitation into their work, and Stone is eventually tackled.
And there's no doubt, Ray, that Tim Sheens, the Canberra coach, will have had a word to his team about controlling possession. That's how they'll get back into this football game, by working away a couple of sets of 6.
Deep kick for O'Neill to come back now off his own line. Angular run before. Oh, he's put it down. Blake swoops upon the ball. Picked up now by Mullins. Mullins has got support. Mansfield. He put a foot on the touchline. Oh, that was a tremendous tackle that coughed that ball up from the Broncos.
Yes, and I think that the Canberra side really blew that one. The pass from Russell Mullins much too early. A great opportunity there for Canberra wasted.
Broncos with the loosened feed for Langer. Put down immediately by the Broncos. 2 terrible mistakes in the opening of the second quarter. Clyde, 9 metres from the line. On in number 20 is Michael Harrison, first year of league. Blake, back for Daly. Daly goes in, and the Raiders get their first taste of points. Nice piece of work by Blake.
Yes, good piece of work by Phil Blake. And if the Canberra side were to get back into this game, it was going to be on the shoulders of this man, Laurie Daly. A switch of play, good take by Phil Blake, and really some poor defence there from the Brisbane side. Trevor Gilmeister failing to come across. See that better from the front on shot as Blake takes the play across. Gilmeister had to come across, was late in coming, and Laurie Daly did the rest from only a short way out.
Brisbane 16, Canberra 4, kick to come. 18 metres out. Almost right in front. It's a good kick. So the scoreline. Early stages, second quarter. Brisbane 16, Canberra 6. Scrum packing 30 metres away from the Canberra line. Blake. Short ball for Croker. And this Brisbane defence is starting to look a little bit complacent. That big lead in the first quarter, but there have been some holes found by Canberra in their second stanza. To the left for Blake, cuts out Osborne, picks up Clyde. This is Croker. Clyde's work rate is enormous, Peter Sterling. As I said earlier, he tries to get involved in every set of 6.
Well, if he's not the best player in the world, he's certainly the best forward in the world. And this guy's not far behind him. It looked like a shot there.
Daly inside for Wood. Now it's come back outside for McDonald. Back inside for Wood. And the Broncos defence equal to the task. Here goes Steve Walters now. Hand up. And it's Blake. Blake will score. Oh, Canberra, they're coming back.
Well, this is a different ball game, Ray. Phil Blake running in his first try. Once he gets into open spaces, especially close to the line, very tough to stop. But magnificent play here from Steve Walters. Takes the defence on, took Langer on, was able to draw another player, offloaded left-handed. And Phil Blake, plenty of speed to take him across wide out. Steve Walters saw that there were yards to be made. Drew 2 defenders, and Phil Blake straight in. One-handed put down, but Brisbane lead certainly cut 16 points to 10.
Matthew Wood now from 22 metres out. 9 metres in from touch on the Frank Burke side of the ground. Gets it away okay. Not a high trajectory. Unsuccessful attempt. But Canberra clawing back at 16 to 10 down.
Scrum the pack. 13 metres out. Big chance for Brisbane now. Goes on to Walters. Walters running across, looking for the runners to come through. Hancock gets it, puts it down. Picked up by Walters, gets it back to Langer. Langer straight to Langer. Heading for the line, but barreled down about 3 or 4 out. Brisbane on the attack again. This time it's Cam. Hancock tries to get off the ground, but holds it back. bustling. Too much defence, loses the football though, and a let-off for Canberra.
Yes, it was a let-off. The ball flew out there. I thought there may have been a penalty awarded if there had been a Canberra hand seen in the vicinity of the football. But a good break there for the Raiders as Jason Croker takes some yards away from dummy half.
Croker back to Walters. This is Gately. Head down and around 10 out. Again a loose ball.
Well, bad mistake there from Ian Gately. It's been ruled that he knocked the football on. Very sloppy play the ball. Canberra back under plenty of pressure.
So again the scrum just 10 metres out. Langer. Again a big chance. They're inside the danger zone, Brisbane. Willie Kahn. Scrums have gone 6-4. Brisbane over Canberra. Play about 8 metres out. Walters fires. Renoff was over. Oh, that looked easy. It was just a big long cut-out pass to Renoff, and he just went over for Brisbane for a really good try. That one looked too easy.
Yes, well read there by Kevin Walters, the Brisbane 5'8". Didn't really have too many numbers out there, but the long pass was able to catch Brett Mullins out in defence. Maybe that's a bit of inexperience there, a winger playing in the centres. Allowed Steve Renoff to get outside him, and the long ball was able to catch Renoff. And Mullins well held out in defence. An important try there for the Brisbane team.
Jerry Madison, 4 from 4. Magnificent display here this afternoon. Perspiration just pouring off him. Lines this one up. Oh, beautiful, straight as an arrow. Isn't he got his kicking boots on today, Terry Madison? 22-10, Brisbane over Canberra. David Furner restarts for Canberra, the son of Don Furner. Linked with Canberra in all of those formative years, and has a son now playing in the white, lime green, blue and yellow. Hone to the 22. Time running down in this second quarter. Walters, head back, little stuttering run that makes 4 or 5. Back for Madison. Oh, and some heavy stuff there, centre field from Canberra. Big defence. Madison gets out into the clear. They get it on the head. He fires it back to Walters. This is Morrison. He turns it down, but no. Fifth tackle for Brisbane. Over so close, just 7 metres out. Langer stepping. There's a little chip gets through. The bounce going to be all right though. Canberra clean it up through Croker. So some good play from Brisbane. Gee, they're making some clean busts. Phil Blake takes the drop from under the post for Canberra, and time just about a minute remaining in this second quarter as Brisbane bring it back again, and plenty of fresh troops being run out. This is Peter Ryan in 17, hurt in the tackle too, desperately trying to get up to play the ball. They're trying to take the ball off him to replay it through Walters. Langer's got the ball now. They move it away. Peter Ryan really knocked about. He's back on his feet now, though. So Brisbane now back on the attack. Time ticking down. Have they got time? They should get the 6 out. Here's Langer. He would be aware of the clock. A long looper out for Hancock. He stumbles. Right on the 22. Walters back for Madison. Madison this time. He takes the chance to kick. Through they come! John Charles! So close! Puts the hand up. But it was David Furner that saved the day.
Yes, very close one call there for the Canberra side. Harrigan rules at the 18 there for Canberra. Forced play as the halftime signal does sound.
So a busy first 2 quarters of football here in first of the Tooheys Challenge matches. Canberra, a little bit of work to do now to come back and chase Brisbane. The score 22-10.
So the start of the second half now. Canberra running in the opposite direction, and Hone puts it down behind him. First half tackles, 58 made by Brisbane, 55 by Canberra. For the Raiders, David Wood, 14, Osborne 10, Gately 9. For Brisbane, Gilmeister 10, Walters 8. That's Kerrod Walters and Can 7.
And Ray, as
22 points to 10. Sorry, Pete.
As history has shown, this really is the crucial quarter as Bill Harrigan rules a forward pass there.
Brisbane coming up with the scrum win, Khan.
And the quickest scrum feed in the business, Alan Langer. Sometimes put the ball in before the packs even hit.
Lazarus as Brisbane start to work up a roll now. The big men taking it out. Then the little fellows working it wider. Kerrod Walters.
Look for the inside ball, Ray, with the forward starting to get a little bit tired. Sometimes they don't come across as Marcone makes good ground. Inside ball, a very good option. Sometimes catches a defence out. Alan Langer, one player to take advantage of that.
Here's Langer. Now Kevin Walters. Chris Johns. Daly around the legs. Langer now. Langer. 3 steps all on the same blade of grass. Puts the kick through. Coming up as McDonald to take it for Canberra. Wrapped up by Can. And players back on the Canberra 22. So it was a pretty good kick and chase by the Brisbane side. Mansfield. Canberra with so many young players in this team today. Stone. Lazarus over the top of Hone's tackle. Steve Walters. David Woods. So they've got it 10 metres down the park on 4 tackles. Osborne looking to turn it inside. He did that for Clyde, then for Gately, and Gately is wrapped up on the halfway. 5 tackles gone. A spread now for Blake. Wider ball for Daly. He drops it onto the right foot. The chaser is Matthew Wood. Still a chance for Canberra, but Chris Johns is on it now.
Great piece of play there from Chris Johns. Matthew Wood put the ball onto the boot. Looked as though he could come up with another set of 6, but Chris Johns able to clean up that in a pretty tough situation.
22 to 10 then in favour of Brisbane. Gilmeister. Short ball. Beautiful pass. Chris Johns down the ground. Got his stick in. Was he knocked over late? Harrigan said no. The crowd don't believe it. And Blake comes away now for Canberra.
Again, a good decision from Bill Harrigan. The Canberra player does not have to get out of the way and really just held his ground, and that was a good call.
Let's not forget that lovely pass by Gilmeister that put the Broncos on the attack. So Canberra now inside their own 22 for Daly. Daly away to Mansfield on that right flank. Daly. Walters. And that's going to find the touchline.
Harrigan having a lot to say about the way that the scrum's been packing awards the penalty to Brisbane.
Yeah, it's going against the Canberra team for screwing the scrum there. Couldn't get a straight scrum situation. I think he just lost a little bit of patience.
And up they come. This is Hone. Plenty of defence beats him. They're about 8 or 9 metres out at the moment. Wallace in a dummy half. Up comes Lazarus against his old club. Oh, burrowing away ever so close is Lazarus. So Broncos, can they add to this as the third quarter winds down? Langer with a big long pass, but O'Neill couldn't take it. Toe tree picked up by Willie Kahn, but Harrigan blows a stop. Listen to this crowd.
We are at Lang Park, Darryl.
Harrigan packs the scrum deep in, just on the 22, or deep in the 22. And it's Canberra's ball through Blake. Well, this crowd has been chanting the Queensland theme song. They haven't been happy with some of the decisions, but the Broncos in front of the moment, but Canberra have the ball. Well, Peter, the third quarter, Canberra need to do something, and they need to do it in this next 2 sets of 6s. Look at this defence from the Broncos, slamming them down. Big Woods.
Yeah, Trevor Gilmeister, known as the axe in footballing circles, and we just saw reason why. Yeah, Canberra need to score first if they're going to stay into this game. Again, some great defence there from Michael Hancock. football well, Canberra, but they really need some points. 12 behind on the scoreboard.
Gately gets dropped on the 5th tackle. And they haven't made too much ground, Canberra. Daly flicks it out for Clyde. Bradley Clyde taken down. Hancock all over him. Wrestles the big man down. Changeover. Brisbane back with Langer. Langer now decides it's time to go. Johns turns it away. Here they go now, Brisbane. It is as well as he goes. Does he get there? No, so no try. Oh, he can't believe that, but that's a fair call.
Yeah, Julian O'Neill very disappointed with that, and he deserved to try. He covered about 100 metres just to get in a position to catch the football. Some last-ditch cover defence, but no doubt, no try. Elbow taking the touching goal post out.
Brisbane turn it back inside. Again, plenty of bustle up the centre. Gavin Allen sat on the bench for State of Origin. 8 out centre field. Langer. Oh, just can't make it over here. Foot short, Langer. He's having a giant game, the little man. Again, they throw it. Big, long passes across. They float it out. Johns knocks on the post. Getting out of Johns. No. Oh, great defence from Canberra too. Brisbane have got them stretched one side to the other. Laurie Daly with a big tackle. Again they go. Can they get there this time? No, Hancock. He's bustled over.
Magnificent defence there from the Canberra side. Phil Blake may have allowed a try earlier, but he certainly saved one there, rounding up Chris Johns. Great defence. It did look as though Brisbane would run some points in. They've stayed in the game, the Raiders.
Oh, Peter, they had them stretch from one side to the other. Here's Wallers now. Wallers just falls down, gets up and goes again, Wallers, and take a play almost to the 22. Oh, fantastic stuff here at Lang Park at the moment. This young Canberra side doing everything it can to get over the top of some of the biggest names in rugby league and the Brisbane Broncos side. So Canberra now still inside their 22 and still trying desperately to work the play in a position where they can do something with the ball. At the moment, just bustling their way out of the danger areas. Blake unloads to Daly. Daly turns it back inside. Oh, gee, where's Matthew Wood? Got one there. Head snapped back a little.
Yes, last tackle too, so change over in possession for the Brisbane side, again in good position.
The Langer again. Quick Brisbane to use the ball, Peter, aren't they? Here's Renoff. Come back in a second, Renoff, but they're very quick to use the ball.
Well, they saw Paul Osborne was caught out wide there, and it was only some great cover defence from Jason Croker that diffused a pretty bad situation for them. Some chances out wide here as Kevin Walters throws the dummy inside. Great scrambling, Canberra.
Great defence from Canberra. Brisbane hitting them with everything they've got. Time ticking down in this third quarter. Brisbane fumble, Canberra ball.
Well, Peter Ryan threw the flick pass there. Certainly didn't go where he intended, but again, another let-off, and really Canberra have got to get out of this situation courtesy of a good set of 6 and a good kicking game.
Osborne brought it out the best way he knows how. Just straight and hard. Wallace looking for his options. They're still in this 22. They've been camped here, Peter, for about 15 minutes.
Yes, and done very well to keep the opposition out. They really would like to get a couple of sets of 6 in a row here. Some strong defence once again. Alan Cairn on that time.
Oh, there's been some big defences. Osborne now tries to get one away and he can't. 5th tackle.
As the players start to get a bit tired, we're starting to see Paul Osborne come into his own, starting to offload a few. Really intent early in the game just to take the ball up, but now starting to get some nice balls away to his support players.
O'Neill, he's been strong this afternoon in the fullback positions. He's covered all of the positions, all of the kicks so well. Been belted down twice and come back with some big runs. This is Willie Kahn. Willie Kahn straightens it up. Taken down, though, by Mansfield. They decide to go the blind again. Look at this. Brisbane just striding away, throwing pass for passes. Ryan turns it back inside of Vincenzi for Wallace. On the top. Oh, we can't get away. This Canberra defence has been sensational. But now the Broncos go against you. Hancock. Will he get there?
Had to score.
Try. Hancock in again for Brisbane right beside the post.
Well, it's been a while in coming, and finally it was Michael Hancock's strength and a good quick play of the ball that saw him get out of dummy half. But all the lead-up work was done in the previous play. Hancock too strong there, and really just a tired Canberra defence. They've done marvellously well to keep them out for that length of time. But they had to crack, and that may well wrap the game up for the Brisbane side, scoring next to the posts.
And the hooter goes to end this third quarter. Brisbane have changed kickers. Julian O'Neill this time from right in front. Raises the flags. He kicked a bit of grass with it, but he got the two. So now the score standing at the end of this third quarter. Brisbane 28 over Canberra.
28 points to 10. And it's coming out from inside the Brisbane 22. But Wayne Bennett would have to be very pleased with the performance of the Broncos here today. There's been a couple of things that he'll be working on. As Peter said at the next team talk, their play the balls have been a bit sloppy. And now they've given a couple of young fellows their first taste of the football. As Plowman plays the ball, Gilmeister goes ahead. Madison. Langer. 16 for them is Gavin Allen. Madison again. Langer now. Punching that ball down into the corner. And the cordon of defence sweeps down the ground from Brisbane. But McDonald has made a clean break for Canberra. Langer comes across and
Not only came across in cover, Ray, but picked up the man and dumped him. And Langer certainly started this season off the way he did last year. In this competition, 4 men of the matches in a row. Won't be far away from the mark again tonight.
He's a marvellous player. David Ferner now. Steve Walters.
If Canberra are to get back into this game, they have to score in these opening couple of minutes. 18 points behind. Really, they have to put on 6 points in this first 3 or 4 minutes.
Harrison. Steve Walters. Good run straight through the middle there by Rubison, I think it might have been. Away now from Blake to Daly. It was Clyde that made that run, and the kick by Daly finds the line. Chance here for Canberra as they win the scrum. 12 metres out. Daly. This is Wood. Croker's the dummy half. They work right for Blake. Chip and chase by Blake. The bounce, it came off the upright. Well, Blake was putting the pressure on them. Madison came up with the ball. Morganson. Carr. That's Allen. Again, they've put it down, Brisbane. Blake comes up, sweeps it for Daly. Now to Wood. They can't handle. Brisbane kick it ahead. Played by O'Neill.
Yes, good play from Julian O'Neill. Put the ball on the boot. Must have been tempted to try and pick it up as Michael Hancock makes good ground down the sideline. Langer in support.
Tried to get an infield kick on, but McDonald's there to field it. Taken by Langer. And now it's with Walters. Wrapped up and put down by Cam. They're tackling just as strongly in the dying minutes of this game as they were when they first went out there.
Both teams starting to look a little bit tired. The defence starting to fray a little bit. I think we'll see some good open football in this last 10 or 15 minutes going into the final quarter.
Hone and Gilmeister, a joint tackle on Clyde. Now Osborne looking to pop the pass, finding Walters. Long ball for Daly. Daly herded back into the traffic. Daly picking up 15 metres that probably shouldn't have been there. No marker. Now, referee Harrigan.
Terry Madison being called out. A little bit over-vigorous in the tackle. Getting some smart work from Laurie Daly. A quick play the ball, taking the yards. Terry Madison, the man being penalised.
Steve Walters taking the tap. Woods. And the big men come together again with Can accepting the responsibility of rounding Woods up. Hurt himself in the process. Harrison. Good hands by Blake. Now he's picked up Clyde. Walters, Osborne, good man to follow. Tough yards there for Osborne. Croker, Blake, long ball Daly. Similar pass for Wood. The centre draws his man, throws the pass. Hunt picked it up on the bounce, and he's into touch just inside the Brisbane 22 line.
It's been a good learning experience for the likes of James Hunt, David Burner, and this Canberra side. Only a big name's not there, but they may not have been totally outclassed, but certainly learnt plenty this afternoon against this Brisbane team.
Langer to feed. 12 out from the Brisbane line. Straight away, they run straight and hard, Brisbane. That's what they've done since the opening kickoff to Hancock, then back to Langer.
That's one thing the Brisbane side have done very well, is share the workload around. We've seen the likes of Michael Hancock go into the centre, come into 5'8" every now and then, and really taking a lot of pressure off the players up front, especially in these conditions. Very important to do so.
Yes, you've got to understand it's so humid here at the moment. As Gavin Allen tried to flick a ball away, but he just couldn't do it. So James Hunt plays it.
They'll come wide straight away, Darryl. A chance out wide off Laurie Daly.
Daly gets it out for Matthew Wood. Wood puts the accelerator down, but the defence equal to the task. Gately. Centre field, midway between the quarter and the half. Osborne goes the other side, but they turn it back inside. But again, this Brisbane defence just keeps knocking them over. Holmes had a very good game in defence. David Woods gets barreled down. Centre field. 23 out. Blake. Daly. Turns it round. Again, now they've got a chance this time. Yes, sir. Try time for Canberra. Oh, it had to happen. Sooner or later they had to break it. And that's what they did. Mullins goes in for Canberra. And boy, oh boy, have they worked for that one.
Well, they've had to take some chances, Darryl, and again, it was the class of Bradley Clyde out wide that was able to set up this try for Brett Mullins. Laurie Daly saw Clyde. He got outside Terry Madison. Despairing dive by Willie Kahn. And we'll see a big dummy there from Mullins. Really nothing that the Brisbane defence could do at that situation. The early bust made by this man, Bradley Clyde. What a great player. Good turn of speed. Found plenty of support outside in Brett Mullins. And really, it was just a matter who was going to put the football over the try line.
Matthew Wood, not a bad angle, gets plenty of height, plenty of distance, and gets the 2 points too. So now, that looking a little better now, with that goal bringing the score to 28-16, Brisbane over Canberra. Brisbane come again, and you're right, you know, the wingers do take the pressure off when they're deep in their own 22 and they need to give the forwards a break.
Yes, they do work particularly well out of that area, and they've got good speed. They utilise it, and what they do is try to get to the centre of the field. You mentioned earlier that they look to give a couple of options, and when you've got Terry Madison playing on one side, Alan Langer and Kevin Walters on the other side, it really does give you some wonderful options to take with the talent in the Brisbane team.
Osborne, another muscle run from him. He's done it pretty hard. He's gone straight up the centre, carting plenty of Broncos with him. Blake tries to step through a little gap, closes pretty quickly. McDonald in a dummy half. He's had a fair game too, made some big runs from deep inside his own territory this afternoon. Walters has a look, gets it to Blake. Blake to Gately, but they're on to Gately. Loose ball, Langer tries to swoop on it for Brisbane. I think he gets it. He's an amazing little player. He had to come 4 or 5 metres and leap on that ball. Some big defence now from Daly. But they're getting frustrated. They start to get into a rhythm, Canberra, and the Broncos take it off them.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, they do have to take a few chances, and you know, not much time left on the clock now. They're going to get beaten in this game, but they still like to throw the football around. That's their natural game. What Tim Sheens will be hoping is that when they start playing that natural game, that they'll commit less errors as the season goes on. This is a good hit out for them.
Madison centre field, just short of the halfway line on the 5th tackle. Langer decides to run it, gets it to Renoff. Now they put the ball in the air. Plenty of chasers coming through too. Canberra stand their ground well low. And McDonald. He's done nothing wrong today, McDonald.
Well, he stepped into some big boots in Gary Belcher, and he's handled the job very well. I know that he's well thought of. He has made a mistake here, which may cost his side, but he has had a good match.
We give him a rap, and he's put the ball down. Renoff now for Brisbane, and they're only about 11 out. He's up on his feet. Renoff again goes hard for 2. So Brisbane with a chance.
Plenty of numbers this way.
Down.
Numbers this way, Darryl.
Big numbers on the open side. Langer knows that 2 out. It comes the big spin, the cut-out pass. They've got to go out here. It's got to be tried time if they can handle it. So far, no. Down they go. Darren Plowman taken down about 2 out. Again, they're stretched out deep. Turn it back inside for Hancock. Hancock! No, this defence from Canberra, when they've been pinned on their line, has been sensational today. Harrigan blows it up. Blake. Taken centre field inside the 22. Around about 15 out. Time running out, tackles running out as Gately flicks one across. Taken by Mullins. And they've worked the play away from their 22, so they're out of the danger area on the attack. A try would be great. There's a Blake pass, a big, long pass. Comes from Wood. Now they flick it over the top to Croker. Croker down the touchline. Croker out of 1. Runs into plenty of defence, and he can't lick up. Bradley Clyde tried to run with him, but he couldn't make the connecting pass there. So again, now centre field. Daly to Osborne. Look at the big boy go. He's had a great match, Osborne. He's tried very, very hard for Canberra. 5th tackle for Canberra. Daly flicks one across. And
yeah, frustration there, Darryl. Ian Gately, the ball well behind him, ruled a knock on from Bill Harrigan, and that's summed up the way that they've played Canberra. They've got in good positions, but made too many mistakes in crucial situations.
So time ticking down now with just 38 seconds on the clock here. We may have a little bit of injury time. So Brisbane, their last throw of the dice, the score 28-16. They're leading Canberra and have done it pretty well this afternoon in this, the first of the 92 Tooheys Challenge matches. Borgerson on the Hancock again, goes across field, loses 4 or 5, tries to get round Osborne, slips the ball away. Brisbane with a long floating pass, goes nowhere. Willie Kahn gets it up, Willie Kahn goes forward, and they're into Canberra territory. Time has run out. We'll just wait and see. There's the hooter. This crowd loved every minute of this. So Brisbane have defeated Canberra 28 points to 16. It's been a very entertaining match, played in very steamy conditions. We'll be back shortly with a man of the match and a wrap-up for you. Stay with us. Welcome back. There's the full-time score again. Brisbane 28 over Canberra 16.